All right, welcome back or welcome to. I don't know what you use, but welcome back to SVK Network. Today we're talking summer cocktails with Fairlee and Brenda and the legendary. See, I'm really nice to you, Pio. The legendary mixologist. You're like the mixologist of Canada. Have you got the title yet? Have you gotten that title yet?
Working on it.
We got to get him a little title, a little belt.
Says that. I like that idea.
Get you a belt. Get you a belt. Well, first of all, thank you both for joining us and being on the show today. And we are talking. What are we talking about today, Brenda?
We're talking about some summer cocktails and things that are refreshing and coming into this finally nice weather and warm weather and stuff. And the tropical Pina Colada is our topic of conversation today, along with our Fairlee lime juice. So Pio's mixed up some stuff. It's all a surprise to me. I have no idea what he's showing today. So we're going to be educated Pio style.
Yeah. So Pio, you're going to do just like a regular Pina Colada, 1980 style?
Yes, I'll start with it with a little twist in it though. I've been trying to make twist on the Pina Colada, which is, like you said, a classic cocktail from the 90s, but it's doing a comeback, the Pina Colada, because pineapple. Oh yeah, definitely. Pineapple is an ingredient that surprisingly fits with so many flavor profiles. So this is like a canvas to start with, and then you go in all these directions. And this is what I'm going to try to showcase to you today. Starting with the pineapple, with the Pina Colada flavor, and going in a lot different directions. So you can try this at home or in your restaurants and try out these different recipes for summer cocktail.
Very cool. And Brenda, are you going to do the song?
Am I doing the song? Oh yeah. I will not sing. I will not do that to myself. No.
All right. Well, you know what? We're going to break for a quick commercial because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come back, and then Pio, you're going to get into I got the Pina Colada song going. I like your shirt, by the way. It's pretty cool, actually.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. If you're just listening to this, he's wearing a cool shirt. Check it out on video. There you go. All right. We'll be right back after this.
It's not about turning on the lights, starting the grill, and prepping the food. You put on an apron, flip the open sign, and ready for the day. Regulars sit at the same spot and tell stories that bring smiles. Some days can be chaos, challenging. You persevere because you have an undaunted passion, a calling to make people feel welcome and warm. Guests come and go, some you may never see again. The restaurant business is heaven and hell. It's laughter and tears, forever changing and extremely challenging. When the day is done, feeling exhausted, yet somehow content, you smile, knowing tomorrow you get to do it all again, and you wouldn't change a thing.
There you go. Welcome back. Pio, I'm going to let you just go for it. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm going to just watch you do your thing.
All right, let's go. So the Pina Colada is a very simple cocktail that you all can make at home with rum, with pineapple juice and coconut milk. So you mix these ingredients. If not, you can use the coconut water and add some cream in it, and that's going to make the Pina Colada as well. So the flavor that are mixed together are coconut, pineapple, and rum. We're going to make it mocktail, so without alcohol, and we're going to use the Pina Colada Fairlee mix, which you got all these flavors already there, but I'm going to add another flavor to compensate the flavor of the rum that we are not putting it today. So these going to be mocktails, and the first one, since we are in summer cocktails, I put the hat, I put the shirt. It's hot outside here in Montreal, so I'm going to make a slushy cocktail and have different flavors. And right away, you're going to see where we can go using pineapple. So coconut can bring you in a lot of directions, but pineapple really is a basic ingredient that has so many flavor profile that can fit with it. So I start with this Pina Colada mix. It is sold frozen, so you have to unfreeze it and then you use it directly for your mix. And I put in every cocktail, I put 2 ounces of this one. And I have made a infusion. It's like a tea, but I used citronnelle. Okay, so this is lemongrass. Citronnelle is in French, it's lemongrass. I put a lot in it in hot water and I let it sit there for an hour or two. And then it's like a tea, and I use that instead of the rum. So lemongrass will bring acidity. It's going to bring the lemon taste of it. That is a flavor profile that fits perfectly with pineapple and with coconut. So that I'm going to use. Yeah.
Pio, can we get a close up of the lemongrass? So
Yeah.
what's it in again?
Just some hot water.
That's hot water. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So like, be curious, use some ingredients and extract the flavor. And then with these flavor, you can make cocktails with or without alcohol. So for me today was lemongrass. How can I extract lemongrass? I could have bottled it. I could have toast it and dry it. And now what I decided is to infuse it right away. So not boil it, just to infuse it like a tea in hot water. And the smell of it is really intense. And I put a lot, like in approximately 2 cups of water, I put like 10 full stick of lemongrass. So what we want when we use these flavors at the beginning is to extract very strong flavor. Using these, you can put a little bit more, a little bit less, but you really want the flavor of the lemongrass to be present. That's going to be the same with the 2 other cocktails with other flavors that I have used to replace my spirit, because in this show, we are making mocktails. So when you're making mocktails, it's not just about taking off the alcohol and putting the same ingredients. You need to replace the alcohol with something else. So now with this lemongrass infusion, this is what is replacing the rum. This is not sweet. This is more flavorful and acidic, but this is not sweet because I already put the Pina Colada mix, which is sweet. So this is really just a tea. So I'm going to put the lemongrass, another 1.5 ounces of this mix. So I have 1.5 ounces of lemongrass tea, and I have 2 ounces of the Pina Colada Fairlee mix. Then I'm going to add approximately 1/2 cup of ice in my magic bullet cup. So you're probably wondering why I'm using a magic bullet cup instead of a shaker. It's because I want to make the slushy cocktail. And this to work well, you need to first don't put too much ice, and then you turn it properly. You shake it a little bit. You give it a first break of the ice, and then quickly you put it on the magic bullet. Just like that. So sorry for the noise, but we have the nice slushy Pina Colada in 10 seconds with the magic bullet. Then the way I'm going to serve this is where the show happens. So far it's very simple. Pina Colada mix and lemongrass tea. But I'm going to use a nice, beautiful coupette here. And I'm going to put this slushy Pina Colada lemongrass cocktail slushy here in it.
So it's so Pio, it's still got chunks in it though, right?
They still have chunks in it. Yeah, that's why I'm going to serve it with a spoon. If you use it a little bit more with the magic bullet, you can make it more homogenic and without chunks. But I wanted to cut it before.
I like the chunks though. I like the chunks though.
It's not too bad. Small chunks is not too bad. Personally, I like it more homogenic without chunks, but you just need to leave it a little bit more on the magic bullet. Okay. So because of the TV, we are filmed and the sound.
It was somewhat magic. It was somewhat magical.
Somewhat magic.
But anyway, I'm going to put a little spoon here in it to go get these chunks, and basil. I'm going to use fresh basil that I'm going to put on it.
Now, why basil? Why basil? Why basil?
Because basil is a flavor that complements very well with pineapple. So like many other flavor, you'll see basil is one of them. And then another mix that you can use with basil is different dry seeds like star anise and cardamom. And these, I'm going to simply use my microplane and put a little bit of these little powder on my slushy Pina Colada mix. This is what makes this cocktail unique and different, is that the taste of cardamom is really strong. So you just put a little bit with this microplane, and then the same with star anise. So you have pineapple, coconut, basil that is there just as a garnish, but the odor is there, it smells. And then you put cardamom and star anise on grounded this way. Not too much, just a little bit so you can see the powder. And Now
Oh.
you see, you can put it as a garnish. This was exactly. I didn't think to do that, but it looks great.
Priscilla, it's yours.
So there you go for the first pina colada. Very simple, very good,
Love it.
and
Love it.
yeah, it's a slushy cocktail, summery.
What would you serve that with? Like for food wise, what would you do? Like a salad, fruit salad?
That's a good.
Tacos.
Yeah,
Anything
that's a good question.
Mexican. Pizza.
Tacos? Well, yeah, you could like anything.
name it.
Yeah. Okay.
Pork. Anything pork. Anything bacon. Anything that mixes with pineapple is perfect. Chicken. It goes with anything.
I know it. I was just thinking. I was challenging him. Come on, Brendan.
You said it all. Yeah, definitely.
He's cooking
like
bacon in the back there. Don't worry.
It's no bacon, but you'll see what it is a bit later.
Okay.
So this one
now-
is pina colada à la citronnelle. So this is really a slushy pina colada with, instead of rum, the citronnelle tea and a little bit of spices.
Now, would you do the
with
same
basic.
stuff if you added rum in there, Pio? Would you do the same stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I would do exactly the same stuff. I would pick the rum, maybe a agricole rum that is more brandy, that is more a little bit more on the sugar cane, and different rum that are tasty,
Like
a little bit
Malibu?
more. No, not like Malibu. No, I wouldn't use Malibu because Malibu has a lot of artificial flavor in it. So what I would use instead is more an agricole rum that tastes really like sugar cane, and that tastes really like the ground of the rum and where it's made. So this is when you use rum flavor in a pina colada, you already have the coconut and the pineapple flavor in this.
It'd be too
so
much.
I would go with something different to go in another direction and complement this flavor.
Now, Pio, is that normal for mixologists not to do like a double flavor of the same flavor in a drink? Is that kind of like a golden rule? Okay.
Yes. For me, it is anyway. I don't like. We have lots of bartenders and mixologists that do things differently. It depends for what. Sometimes it can be a little bit different because the flavor can enhance the flavor and make it even stronger. But for me, if I go in a direction with, like, for example, in this subject, pineapple, I'm not gonna use something else. And to taste, and then I'm going to try to find things that complement well with it instead of get or taste bud mixed with what type. Is it fresh pineapple? Is it artificial pineapple? So yeah, definitely.
It makes sense though. It kind of makes sense because you're going to get, because not everything's the same as, let's say, like a pineapple flavor. You're probably going to get different profiles for different products.
Yes,
mess stuff up, right?
But at the same time, another answer of your question would be we can use the same ingredients that has been transformed differently, and that's going to be totally another taste. For example, if you have tequila in the cocktail, using agave syrup would be interesting. And this is not the same flavor, but it comes from the same plant. And then I think that I don't think I know the two flavor would complement well together, just because they come from the same plant, but they don't taste exactly the same.
So you wouldn't do like two tequilas, let's say two different kinds of tequilas. Would that be a no-no?
Depending. We call this a split base, and that could be done. Yeah, definitely. If you want, for example, you use an añejo tequila, but you don't want that taste to be that strong, or you want to reduce the cost, also can be an idea to mix it with half an ounce of this añejo tequila and half an ounce of another great 100% agave tequila that is not habanero, and use half an ounce of each. So you have a little bit of the woody flavor, a little bit of the subtlety from the aging, and also you have the strong taste of agave from the white tequila.
Cool.
So that would be a split base. You can do that with two different rums. You can do that with rum and tequila also, depending on where you want to go. But if you want to use two tequila that are very different, it's possible too. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Learn something new today. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, cool.
That's why Pio's the rock star.
All right, what's Pio?
The second cocktail is a twist on the Ramos Gin Fizz. So I think someone wants this cocktail before it melts. There you go. Priscilla, enjoy it. So this is...
Priscilla's all over it. She's like, yeah, I'll go do another show there.
So I'm going to get all the ingredients in this one. And once all the ingredients is there, we're going to need to take a break because this cocktail needs to be shaken for like 3 minutes. Okay, this is.
You want me to do a
Ramos
3-minute commercial? Is that what you're telling me, Pio?
No, I'm gonna shake it a little bit before, a little bit after.
Okay.
But
Well, we can do 2 commercials.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a good timing after I mix all the ingredients to take a little break so I can shake
You
it.
get Brenda to tell us a story.
Great.
Story time with Brenda now.
Doo-doo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rocking chair by the fire.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
All right, so again, I'm going to use 2 ounces of the Pina Colada mix in this one. And then I'm going to use 1 ounce of the Fairlee lime juice. So for those of you who doesn't know this.
I have that
Fairlee
right
lime
there.
juice,
It's in my fridge.
yeah, it's very nice because you don't need to press lime. And this is one ingredient, only lime. So I use it in all my lime cocktail like margarita and also the daiquiri. And this is really good. This with simple syrup goes really well together to make lemonade.
I have it right there, Brenda. And guess what? You got me some new product. And I can't use it now. Sugar.
Because of the sugar.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I guess
that's not the lime juice. That's the other product. That's the
that's the other
mix.
margarita. Yeah, that's the margarita stuff, right?
But lime you can totally use.
Really?
Yeah, the lime juice is just straight lime juice.
Hint, hint.
There you go. Okay, got it.
Got it.
Lime juice and a ball cap.
I was going to say 2 limes in a ball cap.
Got it.
Sorry, Pio. Sorry, we'll go back to you. Focus.
So this one, very light syrup because the Pina Colada mix is already sweet. So you don't want to add too many sweetener in it. But I made it's more a tea, but I had honey in it. So you have the honey flavor plus the ginger flavor in this one. So this is like a little sweet tea. And I put 1 ounce of this one. So far I have put 1 ounce of the honey and ginger flavor tea. And then I have put 2 ounces of Pina Colada and 1 ounce of lime juice. So far, this is what we have in this one. And after it, I'm going to add a egg white. So the egg white, we use it a lot as a foamer in cocktails. This is a good way to create big, thick foam in a cocktail. So for me, I put an egg white in it just this way. I use the egg and there you go. The egg white directly in the mix this way. There you go. And this is not something that is uncommon in the cocktail world. We do this a lot in many cocktails. So if you're intolerant or allergic to eggs, it is written on the menu. But as a foamer, it's a really great ingredient.
So can you just use like egg whites in a jug too, Pio?
Yeah,
like egg whites come in a jug? Okay.
This is what we do. But here we use the yellow, the yolk. Sorry,
the yak, the yak and the yolk.
Sorry.
So
What's the
getting
name
on
of this?
that.
What's the name of the
Yeah.
yellow part?
Yolk, you got it.
It's a yolk. It's close. It was close, buddy.
Oh, yeah, I knew it was something like that. So we use this for Caesar dressing here. So there you go. Okay. So, I have Pina Colada mix. I have lime juice. I have the syrup, ginger and honey syrup, and an egg white. And finally, I will have 3/4 of an ounce of thick cream, 35% cream.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is a classic cocktail. This is really the one that is called a Ramos Gin Fizz. But now I'm twisting it. I'm making it different with the Pina Colada flavor instead of the gin flavor that we usually use. And this one is orange blossom water. So I put just a little bit of this one. Orange blossom water is really powerful. So I put like a couple dash this way. So now I have all the ingredients in it, and now it's going to be soon time for the break because I need to shake this a lot to make it super thick. And after it, I'm going to pour it in a Collins with sparkling water, and you'll see the foam coming out of it. This is the classic Ramos Gin Fizz. This is how we make it, but this one is a twist with the Pina Colada.
Will you just tell me when you need the commercial, Pio? So before we go on the commercial, Brenda, just wait.
Yes.
Wait. Look. Nice move. You don't want to wreck that yak in that. So, go ahead. All right, we'll go to commercial. We'll go. I'll ask the question to get back. I get it.
Sounds
There you
good.
go.
Okay, now you can ask me your question.
Those
All right.
frozen tetras with the pina colada mix, they come frozen.
Yes.
How many in a case?
There's 12 in a case.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 in a case, and they have a 2-year frozen shelf life. Then when you temp them down to fridge temperature unopened, they're good for 9 months. And then once you open them, 21 days. It's a very, very versatile product.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in case you haven't heard me say this before, made in Canada by a Canadian company.
It's down the street.
Just down the street. Should put that on my hat.
That's right.
Actually, made
They should
in
do that.
Canada. Yeah.
You should.
By a Canadian
You should.
company. Yeah,
You should.
exactly.
Pio, what's with the glass?
All right, so this is a column glass that I'm going to be using for the cocktail. Now I'm tired. I've been shaking all this time really intensely, and this is how you make this cocktail. I'm going to put just a little bit of sparkling water right here.
Like
And
not
then
a
I'm
lot,
gonna
but about an ounce. Did you put about an ounce in there?
To start with, about an ounce, and I'm going to put more after. But this is just
Okay.
at the end of it, you need a little bit of bubble to have the foam coming up. And then I have this that I did a dry shake too. So I take off the ice and I shake it without ice for another 1 minute approximately. So this cocktail was really popular, and there was people just shaking it nonstop all night, shaking Ramos Gin Fizz. And now it's not
Sounds like
really
a song,
popular because
buddy.
it's sung to serve. So all right, let's go. I'm gonna pour this nice foamy cocktail.
No, I'm waiting
on.
for like this thing to like.
There we go, just this way.
Brandon,
So
we
it's
got to
really clean.
we got to put in the package next year that we have to actually go there and do this in person.
I like that idea.
Yeah, 'cause these watching PO make these is driving me crazy.
I know.
They look so good.
And then you see it's so thick because of the way I shake it that the foam can come up the cocktail without falling on the side. And this is what looks great. And this is what means that you shake it enough and you made a great Ramos Gin Fizz. And then, but this one is the Pina Colada Fizz Cole Cole. This is how I called it. Fizz Cole Cole. So Cole Cole means
It's awesome.
being together, okay? So in French, and fizz is like, because this is fizzy, creamy, cole cole. So I have this nice paper straw. And I think it's important to take an attention of using nice tools and nice straw, nice glassware when you do cocktails. For me, this is what I like. So I go shop for.
I was gonna say you must be fun shopping for glasses and straws.
Yeah, I love it. Glasses, I go to an antique.
I was gonna say you must go like the
event.
dollar store, the antique stores.
Like the thrift stores and things like
yeah,
that.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
They have great
So-
coffee mugs once in a while.
So there you go. So I put this, this is a pineapple leaf with my paper straw. And then I'm going to use a little bit of cinnamon, grounded cinnamon on the foam. That will have another profile of flavor, and that fits well on the nose, just like that. So there you go. So this is the Fizz Cole Cole.
Maybe can Priscilla bring that closer to
gonna
the
say,
camera?
Priscilla,
Priscilla, can you bring that closer a little bit so they can
let's
see?
get a
the nice
zoom in on
foam?
that. Let's
Yeah.
get a zoom. Her hands.
Priscilla
Oh, that
can be
is
a
a
hand
cool. Look at
model.
that straw.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the foam straight up, not spilling over the side. That's beautiful.
Yeah, because I shake it a lot, and the egg whites and the cream all together, and using also the way I use the sparkling water a little bit at the bottom, so it lifts up all the foam, and then I put a little bit more. So this is the only way to do that. If not, it's always going to fall. Even if it's creamy, even if it's thick, it's always going to fall. If you do the steps properly and you take good care of doing it well, it's going to make that result. And this result is $16.
I think you should go in.
Whoa,
I think you should go
whoa.
teach in high school science classes, PO. Like if you go into a high school science
That would be
class, and you're
huge.
teaching about
Would
like
that
the
be huge, Brenda?
chemistry of like absolutely of cocktails and the flavors and the gases from the carbonated beverage being in the bottom, pushing everything up. Like I would have gone to science class if that's what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. Yeah. We're making cocktails today in science class. I
Yes.
haven't seen
Yeah, I
this kid in
teach-
3 years.
For sure.
I
For
teach
sure.
to like 30 kids every month here at the Bay with Love Bar School. So I say kids, it's 18 to 25, 30 max, but mostly 18 to 22. And they come here for the bartending class, and I love it. It's really fun, and I learned a lot from them too. For me, bartending, this is my craft, but there's so many things to learn, like all the time. And sometimes I have chefs who come take the class, so we have discussion, pastry chef, and they help me to do different stuff. So it's really a craft of sharing, and this is what I enjoyed in it as well.
It's very collaborative.
PL, I get some history here on you. Is this true that you've created more than 200 events in 8 Canadian cities, 4 Mexican cities, 4 Spanish cities? Dude, do you sleep?
Yeah, this is back before COVID. I was doing all these before I had 2 kids because it was working for me. But anymore, I'm focusing. I started at school just 45 minutes from my house, and now it's more focused on this one. I do one big festival in Banff, but everything that was going on in Spain and Mexico, we had a good time. We had a great time for sure. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, we did more than 200, more like 300 events. And every year it was 20 events in Canada, and also in Spain that was 4 cities that we done for 2 years, and Mexico, yeah, a lot of fun. And the place.
So it must be hard. It must not be hard to get people out to come into your classes and see this stuff. This stuff's crazy. Like everyone wants to be a mixologist, right? Everyone wants to make that perfect drink.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Definitely.
So what's up next?
All right, the last one is another twist cocktail on the Mai Tai. So there is, this is an orgeat syrup. So orgeat syrup is almond flavor. So orgeat syrup here. And I'm using this chai tea, strong tea. So I think for now you have noticed that during this show we're not using alcohol. So I'm using a lot of infusion. For me, this is the way to go. Some people will use like non-alcoholic distillate. This is another option, but these are very expensive, and for me, they're not that much more flavorful. They are clear though, and but for me, using infusion is fine. What they do sometimes is they distill this in the distillation process. There's no alcohol, so there's no alcohol at the end of distillating either. But it's clear. They bottle it and they sell it $35. So this is another way of using infusions. For me, I'm just using tea or different infusion with flavor. This is what I use, and I think it does the trick pretty well. So here I have chai tea, strong infusion. Here I have the orgeat syrup, which is a classic syrup that we use in tiki culture cocktail, like Mai Tai, for example. So this cocktail is a little bit of a twist on the Mai Tai. And then I have orange Angostura bitter, which is an alcoholic infusion, but I'm just going to use a little bit. And it is not an alcoholic. This is not a spirit. We use it. It's sold in grocery stores.
It's a bitters. I have that in my fridge.
Exactly. So this is a bitter.
Should I put it in the fridge or cupboard? Fridge or cupboard?
No need to put it in the fridge. No, it's okay to put it on the counter. This is 45% of alcohol, but it is not sold in liquor store because this is not drinkable. This is to flavor. You put just a little drop. It's like vanilla essence, for example. There's alcohol in it, but you don't put like an ounce in it.
Now you tell me, Pio.
Yeah. You can do a shot of this if you want, but you have hook up.
No. Exactly.
Way too strong. And then the orange juice, Fairlee, and the lime juice. So this is the ingredients I'm going to be using in this one. And wait for it. This one is really interesting because, like, first of all, the tea. So I'm going to put 1.5 ounces of this chai tea. So chai is, again, cinnamon, cardamom, star anise. So this is the flavor we found in this that works well with the other flavor that we're going to be using. So the chai tea. Then the orgeat syrup with almond. So this orgeat syrup, I'm going to put a full ounce of this beautiful, very tasty, with a good smell and a nice thick texture orgeat syrup. This is sold in the specialized cocktail store or some grocery store, but not all of them. It's a bit hard to find, but on the internet you can find it. Then I'm going to put 1 ounce of the lime juice. Again, the Mai Tai, there is lime juice in it, so that's a twist on it. So 1 ounce of lime juice. And finally, 1 ounce of orange juice just to balance all these flavor with a balanced juice. So this one is acidy yet sweet. So it's just gonna round it up together. So just an ounce of orange juice. Now that I have my chai tea, lime juice, orgeat, and orange juice all together, I'm gonna bring my nice glassware because this is a tiki culture cocktail. So we use like fun glassware like this one. I don't know if you can see it. This one has a nice, cool shape. Again, you can find this on the internet. And I'm gonna give this a little shake.
Oh, okay. Commercial. That's the cue, right?
No,
actually,
not necessarily. It was more for
I got a Lassonde commercial.
We can go if you want.
Okay, here we go. You start shaking, I'll go. There you go. it's,
what in God's name?
I was gonna be like, Pio, it's okay. You don't need to do that. You don't need to beat the poor person. What are you doing?
Sorry.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen. What are you
doing? This is a Lewis bag. So these bags are made to make crushed ice. Usually we make it before service because it's really noisy. I use the machete here. And
oh my Lord.
Hit on it to make crushed ice. So that's how I'm doing it. And that's going to look really nice on the cocktail. And this type of ice will bring a lot of dilution and will bring also decoration, like it looks a little bit like snow. So it is great. It looks nice. So I'm going to dirty pour the mix that I have shaken here and leave a little place. And then here is the surprise I've been doing for you. So these are caramelized pineapple that I have put in it, star anise, cinnamon, and also vanilla stick, and a little bit of sugar, orange peel in it. So the smell at the school today is just amazing. It smells so good. And I don't know if you can see well. What I'm going to do now is just using a little bit of this magical product, which is overproof rum. So the overproof rum, what's going to do is it's going to burn just like that. There you go. So burning this will bring all the beautiful charted caramel that we want for this.
Like Pio, dude, garnish. You're a different level. You're a different level. Brenda, he's a different level of mixologist.
I know.
Like seriously, you're a different level. You better get that belt for him next time.
Yes.
Let's crown him. Let's get a crown. Like, holy cow.
Okay, so the next step is to use the crushed ice and these as a garnish.
Is that a bag that you just buy, Pio, or is that a special bag?
No, it's a special bag. It's a bag that doesn't leave fabrics on the ice. So this is why it's a great bag to use for this. So this, I'm going to put it here, and then I'm going to use my shaker here to get some crushed ice and garnish this way, just like that. So this is gonna make a beautiful cocktail, beautiful garnish, just like that. Put a lot. This is what looks nice. Bring more garnish, a little bit of lime here. Why not? So there is lime in the cocktail. We want lime as a garnish. And again, the paper straw, just this way in the middle. Boom. So that is how we're going to do that. We could use a little bit more of the spices that are there. It's still burning. There you go. So these are delicious. And you can also put it in the magic bullet and make another like puree, charted caramelized pineapple puree. That's what we're going to do with it later. So there you go. So this is the twist on the Mai Tai using the Fairlee orange juice and lime juice and the perfect summer cocktail.
That is spectacular. That's absolutely spectacular.
Different level.
Hey,
you're a different level.
Jay, can I talk to you about the lime juice for a second?
Sure.
Yeah. So Pio talks all the time about our lime juice, the Fairlee lime juice, and being a staple behind the bar, but it's also a staple in the kitchen as well. And I did some little quick digging on some pricing and stuff today, which was kind of cool. The lime juice itself is just pure lime. There's nothing else in that bottle. It's just approximately 28 limes squeezed into the bottle. We freeze it.
I think I know where you're going here.
So that you have not only one taste profile, because we all know with any kind of produce crop, the flavor changes throughout the course of the year. So this is capturing one flavor profile and one price point, right? So if you only have 28 limes in this bottle of not from concentrate lime juice, it works out to be about the cost of about 20 cents a lime of juice, right? And the current market cost on limes right now is about 74 cents a lime.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. I was going to say about $1.
Yes, and I've seen it like from $18 a case all the way up to $140 a case, and that's not including the labor aspect of somebody actually cutting and squeezing lime juice for the lime juice. So it's about 20 cents versus 74 cents a lime. And I don't know a single restaurant operator in Canada that doesn't want to be more efficient, doesn't want to maximize the time of their labor force because there's so little of it, and wants to save money. And with the Fairlee lime juice, like Pio said, it's beyond a staple behind the bar, but also in the kitchen, and sauces and marinades and everything else, salsas and all of that stuff. A fantastic product, like absolutely fantastic.
So what you're saying there, Brenda, then every restaurant in Canada better have this in the fridge.
Fairlee not from concentrate lime juice. Like, why wouldn't you? Look, I even have one. I'm not even behind the bar, and I have one right here.
You just drink that all day, don't you?
Yeah.
You down a bottle a day.
Down a bottle a day. Look at that cocktail, like still sitting there and still looking gorgeous.
I know. Priscilla's like,
can I have it? The Angostura bitter on it. So Priscilla just remind me, this is the Angostura bitter that we talked about a little bit earlier.
Right.
I put a couple of dashes right on the top of the ice, so it's all gonna soak in the ice, and this is gonna bring another level of nose. And the spices that are there are very similar to the spices that I have put in the pineapple.
In the pineapple.
Yeah.
Blown away.
Can Priscilla bring that one closer?
Yeah, Priscilla, can you show this to the camera, please?
I want to see the chunks of ice.
Yeah, after you beat them on the
Wow.
I see the difference. I really do.
Yeah.
Pretty
now,
cool.
Can you imagine serving that in a restaurant and, you see it at the table beside you? Tell me that the table beside, and the cinnamon stick, very good. You see it at the table beside you, you're for sure going to, increase your sales that way, because the next table is going to say, I want one of those.
Yeah, and this one I have put
Priscilla, the hands go away with another drink. Thank God they're mocktails, eh?
Yeah, you could replace the chai tea by rum. Obviously, again, this is a rum cocktail. Yeah,
very
perfect.
Cool. Is that it for today, Pio? Is that it for today? I have a question for you. I don't know if I've ever asked you this. What's your favorite drink? What's a drink you drink? You're like, what's my drink? What's your favorite drink?
I like the bitterness of the Campari. So like using, for example, not necessarily the Negroni, which is really strong, but using Campari in different for sours, for examples, or making fruity cocktail and using a little bit of bitter liquor, aperitivo, not only Campari, but any bitter liquor is something that I really like. I know for example, the spritz, which is very popular right now. There is different twists on the spritz that are a lot of fun to work with. For example, using Sureau liquor of elderflower instead of using Aperol, using Campari instead of using Aperol will bring totally another flavor. So you still put Prosecco and sparkling water, but the liquor can change. And that is one of the cocktails I really enjoy. And mocktails, I'm drinking a lot of mocktails these days, working with you and also for my
I got you
health.
converted, eh, buddy?
Yeah. Honestly, I really like it. I think it's super interesting to use infusion. Like the way I talk about it, I think it shows. For me, it's I wouldn't say a passion, but I've got really interested in go extract flavors in different way and how to use this flavor instead of spirits and instead of distilled non-alcoholic spirit. I made also great cocktails with non-alcoholic beer using like spicy syrup and lemon, and then I top it with non-alcoholic beer. This is really different, really tasty, and you can use a lot of different beers, non-alcoholic now. There's a great offer on the market. So for me, in cocktails, this is a world that is new and that is super inspiring.
Well, you know, the cool part is I find with non-alcohol drinks, mocktails, is the price doesn't change.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a major margin maker for end user operators, right? Absolutely. Yeah. And then the presentation and like what PO is doing right now, you pay extra for that because it's not just a virgin pina colada. It's not just a, virgin Caesar. That's not what the mocktail market is about anymore. It's a culinary next level of mixology that is the largest growth component in beverage right now is the mocktail market.
I know. So and just growing like hugely. The projections are massive. So
absolutely
awesome. Well, thank you both. First of all, like it's been awesome. And Pio, thank you so much for crushing it once again and showing us stuff.
Even with the machete.
Even with the machete. And your yolk. And your yolk. Your yak.
I don't even remember what it is. You tell the wrong word so many times now. I don't know. It's yak? Yak or yolk?
Yolk.
It's yolk.
Okay. Yak is the animal, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Just think of the word joke and add the Y.
Yeah, exactly.
Think of the word joke and add the Y. Yolk.
Okay. Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. And thank you, Fairlee. Lassonde, you guys rock. And also, Brenda, if people want to learn out more about stuff you have, you can go to LassondeFoodService.ca and find recipes and all these amazing products you guys carry.
Absolutely.
All Canadian?
All Canadian. All made in Canada, based out of Rougemont, Quebec for over 100 years.
For 100 years.
Over
you look good for
years.
You look good for your age, Brenda.
I know, right? It's the hat.
It's a hat. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're pure and you're having lime juice every day too helps.
Yes. This is like a lime juice detox every day.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Well, thank you both. Actually, and we'll talk later. We'll see you guys later.
Sounds good.
Cheerio. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.